So this is the last video for the physical medium stuff that I picked up. So the first thing is the Fly remake with Jeff Goldblum. One of my favorite horror movies, one of my favorite body horror movies. Like Jeff Goldblum, I think is great in this movie. I've never seen the original when it comes to, since this is a remake, I've never seen the original movie, so I can't judge the original movie. For me personally, I think this is one of the best remake horror movies. Cast is great in this. I think the body horror effects looks great in this, like the practical effects, and it's just, to me, it's one of those movies that I love. It does come with a good amount of bonus features, commentary, and all that. I did see The Fly too, because I know there's been I think they made like 3 sequels to this, and I remember not liking the second one. I didn't watch the third or fourth. Like, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about how many sequels they made. This first one is a remake. To me, it's just one of the best horror movies, one of my favorite Jeff Goldblum movies, and I would definitely recommend go check out the Fly remake. So you got the Blu Ray there. Great horror movie. Next thing is Monsters Inc., which is a collector's edition. Pick this up at a dip shop. Great animated movie. The characters are great. I love the world of Monsters Inc. They did do a prequel where they had the two main characters, where it was showing how they met back in college. I enjoyed that one, but I didn't think it was great or anything. This one I love. Great story, and it's one of those animated movies where it's fun at the same time. It has some emotional moments, and it's great. And even if you're an adult, I think you're gonna love this movie too. We'll find it really fun. It's just one of those Pixar animated movies that pulls out the heartstrings, while at the same time still being fun. And I just love the world. So to me, I was like, yeah, I gotta pick this up. And it's a great collector's edition where I like the slipcover. You got the back. It comes with some bonus features, and the front same as the slipcover and same as the back. And then you got the DVD. Got bonus stuff, special features, and you got the Blu-ray. Great animated movie. Definitely recommend go check it out. To me, it's one of Pixar's best movies. Next thing I picked up is Toy Story 4 on Blu-ray. I thought this movie was great because I love the first 3 Toy Story movies. I think, to me, those Toy Story movies is one of the best trilogies of all time. Like Toy Story 3, I thought was a great ending to the trilogy. It's, like I said, one of the best trilogies of all time. And I ended up loving Toy Story 4 just as much as the first 3. Like, to me, I think this does a great job of continuing. I would say, at least for me personally, I find it to be one of the best fourth movie of franchises where it does a great job of telling a great new story. Love the characters, where they take Woody in this, and I'm excited for Toy Story 5 personally. Like, if they keep making these movies this type of quality, then I'm fine with doing more Toy Story movies. And I thought this did a great job of continuing after Toy Story 3 was such a great ending to the trilogy. And to me, this is one of those franchises where I can say I loved all 4 Toy Story movies. Even a movie like Lightyear, which I would say is the weakest in this franchise, I still really enjoyed that movie. So, like, for me personally, I thought this was a great sequel. Like, I really liked the slipcover on it. On the front, you got the back. It comes with some bonus pieces. At some point, I want to get the first 3. Hopefully, I can find them in like a collection or something like that at some point. And then you got the disc there with the bonus pieces and Blu-ray. Yep. And overall, like I said, it's to me a great sequel. I think it does a great job of continuing on from that great trilogy. And as someone, like I said, who loves that trilogy and considers it one of the best time, I think this is a great sequel. And I would definitely recommend Toy Story 4 if you love the first three. Next then is the Prestige, one of my favorite Christopher Nolan movies. Hugh Jackman, Kristen Bell, Scarlett Johansson, the whole cast I think is great in this. Like to me, it's one of those movies that I really love. Like Christopher Nolan, I'm a big fan of his films, and it's just one of those movies where it does a great job of keeping you guessing with where the story's going. Like the ending is a little over the top. At the same time, though, it didn't bother me too much because I just found the characters and story really compelling and where it was going. So, I mean, if I had to have a nitpick, I would say, yeah, the ending gets a little over the top at the end and with the reveal at the end. At the same time, like I said, it didn't bother me too much. Where I was just really invested in the story and characters, and I think the performances by Hugh Jackman and Kristen Bell and the whole cast is just fantastic, and especially with those two. So I would like definitely recommend go check this out if you haven't seen it. There's a front, there's a back, with some bonus pieces, and there's a Blu-ray. Just great movie, one of my favorite Christopher Nolan movies. Next in is whoa, great animated movie, and I never thought I would say this. I never thought I would watch a movie and care and feel invested in the main character being a cat and into the other animals in this movie. Like I thought the story was great. I felt invested in the cat, and I'm surprised to say that this is one of those movies that animated movies that I really love. I love the art style in the movie, and it's a movie I highly recommend you go check out. This is a Criterion release, and I love the cover art here. Criterion always does a great job with the releases, like Arrow does. Hopefully, I didn't show this movie off in one of my past videos because since I did fall behind with so many stuff I picked up, hopefully this wasn't the ones I showed you guys. So you got some stickers there. You got a book there about the movie, and then you have the Blu-ray and 4K. Then you also have the well, you have the Blu-ray at the top, and then I think the other one's the bonus pieces. So there's all three discs. You have the back cover art, which I really like that as a kind of like shine to the artwork too, which is really cool. So just a great release comes with hours of bonus pieces. Like Criteria to me is like I would say Criteria and Arrow would do the best physical medium releases, especially when it comes to like Pakistan and a lot of bonus pieces that go into details of the movies. I would definitely recommend to go check out Flow. It was one of those movies that like I like remember hearing about, but didn't check it out in theaters, and I wish I did because this is just a fantastic anime movie. Like I said, I never thought I'd watch an anime movie and feel invested in a cat with a bunch of animals and what happens to them. So just fantastic anime movie. Highly recommend you go check it out if you haven't seen it. The Long Walk on Blu-ray. One of my favorite movies this year. Cast is great in this. The two, like the whole cast is great in this. The two lead actors you see on the front cover, though, to me, I thought this was like just some of the best performances in a film this year. Like, you really felt for those. You felt for all the characters, but the bond between those two characters, the two actors on the front, you just you halt both for what happens to one of the characters at the end. Where you're like, oh man, you felt like you really felt like they were like brothers, the characters in this movie. When it comes to them feeling like these two people who just meet and go and they do this walk where they know it's gonna end badly. At the same time, you just feel so invested in these characters. And one of the things I love is that a lot of this movie is just them walking and talking, but you get so invested in these characters and even the world around them. I think is really interesting. Like there are moments in this world where you talk about this world, like what happens to the um the character on the front, the white guy, what happens to his dad in one scene, and they kind of they hint at what the world is like in this movie, and I'm just like I'm really just find the world around them compelling. Also, I'm like I kind of want to like see more of this world because of just how bleak it is, and just it's one of those movies where I just the story is great, the characters are great. You feel emotionally attached to the characters. You feel like you actually get to know the characters really well. And like I said, the friendship between these two characters, your heart breaks at the end. What happens to one of them? And you're just like, oh man, you don't really want these characters. You don't want any of these characters to die. Even there's a character in this movie that starts out as an asshole. That's part of the long walk, one of the characters, and at first he is character, but by the end I was like, oh man, I actually didn't want his character to die. And that's the thing, this movie does a great job of really getting you to get to know these characters. And even characters you think were assholes at first, I felt like by the end of the movie, I felt sympathy even for their characters. Mark Hamill, I think, is great in this movie as playing this bad guy that you really hate. You really want him to die. He's just a great like just you watch him and go like, yeah, he like you want him to die because of how terrible of a person his character is. The ending I think is great and just overall great performance from the whole cast. So you got the front cover, you got the back. It doesn't come with too many bonus pieces. It's a movie I would highly recommend you go check out though. Like it's one of those movies this year that just stuck with me, and it's a movie I would go back and rewatch again, even though it's a very bleak movie. Next in is The Fog, The Steelbook, one of my favorite horror movies. Like this is a classic for me. The atmosphere, yeah, the characters aren't the greatest in the world. I'll admit that, but I just find the like lore with the story really compelling, and it has like some really great creepy moments. And it's just one of those horror movies that I really love, and just I can go back and watch again and again. And it's a classic for me personally. So you got the Blu-ray disc, you got the 4K disc, and you do have some artwork on the back where it looks like it's the cross there, and I just love the artwork on the front too. Like, I'm not a big steelbook person, but when you have artwork like this, like it looks really cool. Like, I like the back artwork, I like the front artwork. Like to me, if you're a John Carpenter fan, this to me is one of my favorite horror movies by him. I would definitely recommend and go check it out personally. Next in is 40-year version, one of my favorite comedy movies. Me, it's a classic. And you got Steelbook did, you got had a funny image on the inside, you got 4K, and you got the Blu-ray. That's the Blu-ray. Got the 4K there. And it's just a very nice looking Steelbook. Like I like the front cover. I believe it does come with some bonus pieces, I'm assuming. And this is one of those comedy movies that I love. It has a great cast. You got Paul Rudd, you got you got Seth Rogen. Just overall, great cast. It's one of those comedy movies I can go back and watch it again and again, like again and again, and it's just a really funny movie. So I would definitely, if you're looking for like a great comedy movie that's really funny, I recommend 40 Year Old Virgin. Go check it out if you've never seen it. Straight Outta Compton. Great drama movie. I believe it's about Ice Cube and like it's based on true story. It's about Ice Cube and I think his friends in real life, and it's a great story. I think the whole cast do a great job. I believe Ice Cube's son plays Ice Cube in this movie. He does a great job. Like to me, the whole cast do a fantastic job in this movie. It's just one of those really great drama movies where I was like invested in the story, the characters, and everybody does just like I said, do a great job in this. Like Ice Cube's son, I actually think he's to me what he's like he's a great actor, and I think this was his like might have been his first movie, or and maybe it's because he's playing his dad in this movie, but I thought he was really great in this, and it's just, like I said, a great drama movie. And it's one of those movies I would definitely recommend go check it out. It's a nice steelbook. Like I like the front cover of the steelbook. It's a nice release for the movie, and like I said, go check out Straight Outta Compton if you haven't seen it. Final thing is that this is an upgrade. So I had the Batman Anthology collection on Blu-ray, and I figured, okay, I'm gonna upgrade to 4K, and I figured I'll upgrade to 4K with the fact that you do get the bonus features when it comes to the making of each movie. Because one of the things I hear about when you do a 4K transfer from a Blu-ray is that sometimes they don't like take the bonus features from the Blu-ray box set. Like one of the problems I have with the Superman 4K box set is that I believe that box set doesn't have the bonus features from the anthology Blu-ray Superman box set, where it really goes into the making of all those movies. And I think Lord of the Wings 4K box set and the 4K Harry box set, they lose a lot of special features from the Harry Potter and Lord of the Wings Blu-ray box sets, where they have hours of making, like going into making of those movies. And I was happy with the 4K for this. The bonus features from the Blu-ray Batman Anthology collection, they transfer them to the 4K class in here, so you don't lose any of the bonus features. Which I love that. I wish more 4K box sets would do that. Just take the Blu-ray features, take the special features that were on the Blu-ray box sets, and just transfer them over to the 4K box sets. Like with the 4K disc, I feel like you should be able to just to take the Blu-ray the special features on the Blu-ray box sets of a franchise and just transfer them over to the 4K. Like I hate when they don't do that with the 4K releases, which is why I'm always kind of like why I'm always hesitant about like upgrading a Blu-ray box set to a 4K box set because I'm always like. They a lot of times they don't take the special features from the Blu-ray box set like all of them, and you lose some really good ones. So I was happy with this. They did that. And I love the first two movies, the Tim Burton ones. Some of my favorite Batman movies. Batman Forever, it's decent. I don't love it. It's not great. I definitely have some problems with that one. It's enjoyable enough. It's like one of those movies I like. I can watch and enjoy, but it's not personally one of my favorite Batman movies, and has some problems for me. Maybe the Schumacher cut, if that ever happens, was it good? You never know in the future. If that happens, maybe the darker version of the movie would change my opinion on it. When it comes to the theoretical cut that we have with Batman Forever, to me, it's just decent. It's not. It's like it's one of those movies where I can tell after the Tim Burton ones because Batman Returns was so dark that, and this is true, parents complain that it got too dark, which is why Tim Burton and Michael Keaton didn't come back for why Tim Burton didn't direct the third one, Batman Forever, why it was only a producer, and why Michael Keaton didn't come back because they wanted to go into more of a kid-friendly dressing, and that's kind of what it is about Batman Forever for me, is that it's a movie that feels like it's trying, half of it's trying to be the Tim Burton gothic dark Batman movies, and the other half feels like it's Batman and Robin, which is the one after this, where it's trying to go for that Adam West goofy, lighthearted tone and neon lights, and even the suits in Batman Forever. I'm not a fan of because they look more wobbly and they have the nipples on them, like the more pronounced in Batman and Robin. But In Batman Forever, they do have the nipples on those suits too. And they just have like a bubbler look to them that I'm not really a fan of. I don't really like the look of Gotham in the movie either. Like, there's some fun parts of Batman Forever, but honestly, the tone of it is not particularly a tone I would want for a Batman movie, where it just feels like it can't decide what it wants to be tone wise. And the villains in this movie, they're so over the top to me, cartoony. How the Riddler and Two Face are in this movie. Like, I think this is Tom Lee's worst performance. The only time I can watch the movie and go like, I really just didn't. I thought he was horrible in this. Jim Carrey as the Riddler, not a fan of this version of the Riddler at all. Jim Carrey just acting like Jim Carrey, and sometimes that works for me. At other times, in this, it's like too far over the top, and to me, it feels like he's not playing a character. It's just him like going wild, and it just didn't work for me in this movie. Chris O'Donnell, Val Kilmer, I think are fine in the movie. But anyway, Batman Forever, I think it's decent, not terrible. It's watchable. If I'm in the mood for a Batman movie, out of these four though, I'm gonna go to the Tim Burton ones. I'm not gonna like. It's not Batman Forever isn't the type of movie I'll go back and rewatch constantly. When it comes to the next one, though, Batman Robin, that's just bad in my opinion. Batman Forever, I can watch. I can have a decent enough time with it. It's watchable, and I can have. I get there's some moments in Batman Forever that's enjoyable. Batman and Robin to me is just bad. It takes half of what Batman Forever is with the goofy, lighthearted tone and takes it to the extreme where they just like go full on camp and goofy lightheartedness. And just overall, Joe's Clooney to me is the worst Batman. I don't think Val Kilmer was great. I think he was just kind of fine. Personally, he's not one of my favorites, but he's not terrible either. He's just kind of like in the middle for me. Joe's Clooney, which isn't completely Joe's Clooney's fault, he to me is the only Batman in film that I don't like. Just I don't like his portrayal or his performance in the movie. Just overall, it's a bad movie. When it comes to I like this boss. I think it's a nice boss. You get all the bonus features from the Blu Ray, which is what I said earlier that I like. So it's worth the upgrade, and it's worth the upgrade just because I love the first two. So you got the front there, which is I think the alt cover is fine. And you got the back there, which you have the bonus pieces. You got this there. Batman Returns. You got the front. You got the back. I would say this is my favorite out of the four. Go Batman Returns. The original Batman was might be a controversial opinion because I would say Batman Returns is more of a Tim Burton movie than a Batman movie, but I don't know. It's my favorite out of the original four. Batman Forever. Front. You got the back. You got the this there was I do like the different colors. How with the original Batman has a blue, and then Batman Returns kind of has a purple color to it, and then you have like a green with Batman Forever, and then Batman and Robin with the red front, the back, and you got the this. So overall, I think this is a nice box set because it comes with all the bonus pieces that you got from the previous Blu-ray box set, and it's worth an upgrade because of the fact that but at least for me personally, it's worth the upgrade because I love the first two movies. Like the only one I could say is bad is Batman and Robin. Even with Batman Forever, I don't love it. I don't think it's very good. It's watchable. It's just not a movie I go back and rewatch constantly, or one that I would rewatch again unless I was like doing a marathon with somebody. Batman and Robin is really the only one I can say is just bad. So overall, that's all the stuff I picked up. Until next time, movie fans.